Good day everyone, Mr. Cargill here with our next Autocad video. Now for this video, we're going to look at how we go about completing the drawing of this isometric figure right here. Alright, this figure right here. So now it has some circles, some curves, and some straight lines. So this is F, so this is the front, this is left, so this is the left side, and T, so this is the top. Good? Alright. So we can do this. We can do this drawing. We can start anywhere. We can start up above, we can start below, we can start on the right or the left. I'm going to start right here to the left, the front. Alright. So firstly, let me turn on ISO draft, turn on the isometric planes. Alright, so turn on ISO draft. Alright, then now it says that this distance here is 80 and this is 15. So this rectangle here is 80 by 15. So I'll draw this 80 by 15. Actually, let me just use a different color. Alright, so this is 80. And then this is 15. Alright, and come across again, this is 80. And we can just close it right there. So there, we have that part completed. So now we need the top and the side right here. So let's do the side here because this is simple. So it says that this entire distance is 120. And from right here to right here is 60. So that means that this has to be 30. Why does it have to be 30? Because if this entire distance is 120 and this is 60, it means that this distance plus this distance is going to be, actually this distance is, it means that this distance plus this distance is going to be 60 combined. And it even gives us here to say this is 30. Well, actually it says to the center of this is 30, But from here to here is 30 and from here to here is 30. So we can do that now. So we'll draw this. We can start with the base here. We need to switch the isometric plane. So we can use Control F5 as a shortcut to when you're switching the isometric plane. Alright, so we can use Control F5 and it switches. So now I can draw not just in this plane, but in this plane as well. Other than using Control F5 as a shortcut, you can click on the drop down arrow and select ISO right, and then you'll be able to draw on this side now. Alright, so this is going to be 30. Alright, and then it says that this height here is 5. Alright, so I need to switch again to a different ISO plane. So Control F5 again to draw going up like that. So it says this is 5, so this distance is going to be 5. Alright, so there we go. And then this comes across by 60. And then it goes back down by 5. And then it comes across 30. And then it goes up by 15. Alright. We know it's 15 because the top lines up with this line and this is 15. So that means that this has to be 15. So we'll draw this 15. And then we can just connect this here. Good. So now we need this little line under here. So we can just come here, click here, and we need to change the ISO plane. We need to use the ISO plane top. And then we can now draw this line. We can just draw to that intersection point there, or we can bring it across here and then just trim off this piece here. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now we have the left side here and the right. So now we need everything on the top. So to get the drawings on the top, we can do this. Let's start with the line here and the next line here. So it says that, well, we know that this total distance is 120, so it means that this line is 120 as well. And we know this distance is 80, so the next line over here is 80. So we can do this. I can simply just copy this, alright, from here to there. And I can also just copy this from here to there. These parts are going to be trimmed when we're finished, but we can let them stay for now. Alright, so now we can draw our isometric circles here. So to find the center of the circles, it says that the center of the circle, it has 4 holes of 10 diameter 10. So the diameter for the holes are 10. Alright, good. So now we need to find the location of the holes. And it says that from here to here is 90. From the center of this one to the center of this one is 90. And if this total distance is 120, then it means that this plus this distance has to be 30. So that means that this has to be 15 and this has to be 15. Why does it have to be like that? Because if the total distance is 120 and we minus 90 from 120, we're left with 30. So that means that we have 15 here and 15 here. Good. So we know where our line on this side would be. So we can do this. We can just we can do this. Let's see if we can offset this by 15. Let me just try the offset command by 15 and see how this goes. I don't think it will work here. Oh yeah, it will work. So we can just move it now and move it to this, to move it back to this perpendicular point here. So let me just measure and see if that actually works. I'll measure the distance, and this distance here is 12, so that's not correct. All right, so let me do this instead. I can draw a line here of 15 and then bring this distance across by 15, and that would be the center of my circle. How do I know that this distance here, is 15? Because this is 50. From the center of this circle to the center of this circle is 50. All right, and if this is 50, it means that this plus this has to be 30, because 50 plus 30 is 80. So divide 30 into 2, that's 15. This is 15. So this is the center of our circle. So let me just delete this line that I use as a construction line. Actually, alright, yeah, I won't delete it. I can copy it and bring it to the different points, because it's the same for the other points as well. Yeah, this is the same for the other points. So I can just do this. Can bring this here, and I can copy this from this point to this end point here. Not the midpoint, but the end point there. Alright, and then I can draw a circle. But let me just find the next points first before I draw my circle. So I can copy this line again from this end point and bring it here, and also over here. Which means I can copy this now from here and bring it over here. And also I can copy this from here and bring it to this point here. But I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to draw this line here. I could have just done this. I could have just put my cursor here, select my cursor here, move my cursor in this direction without pressing anything, and then type 15, and then it would give me the point that I'm looking for. Alright, well, this is one way to do it. Alright, so I can delete these lines because I no longer need them. I just use them to get my points. So I can delete them. Alright, so now I will draw my circle. And it says they have diameters of 10. 10. It's not really showing clearly, but that says 10. Alright, so with that now, I can do this. I can simply just select ellipse and then type I for isocircle. So specify center of isocircle. The center of my isometric circle is here. Then it's going to ask for my radius here. So for my radius, I'm going to make my radius 5 since my diameter is 10. So there, and just after I get one circle, I can just simply do this. I can just copy the circle from the center here, bring it to the center, bring it to that, bring it over here. Nice. And I can delete all of these lines. we just use them as construction. All right, so we have those. Actually, we don't need the one over here, actually, because this is going to be behind everything. So we are not going to be seeing it. Yeah, we're not going to be seeing it. So yeah, we didn't need that one. It's there, but because this part is blocking it, we're not going to actually be seeing it from where we're looking. All right, good. So we now need to get this figure here. All right, so to get that figure, this is what we need to do. We'll draw this first, and then we'll draw the slope. So over here, it says that from here to here is 30. From here to the center is 30. So this, I think this distance is 30. Yeah. This distance was 30. So I can do this. I can copy my line from here. Because it's 30, bring it to that point. And the reason I did that is so that I can get this endpoint right here. So now I can bring this line across, and this will go across by, let me see if I see the measurement of how much this goes across by. All right, so it says that the total distance for this circle here is 60. All right, so the total distance for this circle is 60, and this line is here. This shows us that, this tells us that it is symmetrical. So if this total distance is 60 here, and then this total distance is 80, that means that there's 10 millimeters of space here and 10 millimeters of space on the next side. So that means that this goes in by 10. So that's the point that we're looking for now. That's the center. So now, because that's the center, I can just do this. I can bring this across by 5, because it said that the width of this here, this part here is 10. So I can, and this is the center, so I can do 5 in this direction, and then do 5 in the next direction. So that's 5 as well. Yeah, so we can delete this line and delete this line that we used as construction. So we just need this, which is this line right here. Good. So now this goes up, and it says that this from down here to the center of the circles is 60. All right, so from down here up to the center of the circles is 60. So we can draw a center line. All right, so find the center. Well, this will be here, and this would go up by 60 to get the center of the circles. So let me change my isoplane. I could type Control F5, or I could select isoplane right. So now I can bring this up, and I bring this up by 60. Yeah, 60. All right, so there we go. So here, this is 60. Let me just double check that this is 60, because it kind of looks really tall for 60. But let me just double check. So I'll measure from here. All right, so that's 60. All right, nice. All right, so then now for the first circle. So this first circle has a diameter, the small circle has a diameter of 50, and the large circle has a diameter of 70. So let's draw this circle here. So this circle has a diameter, sorry, don't select circle. This circle has a diameter of 50, the first circle. So we'll select ellipse, then select I for isocircle. So specify center of isocircle right here. Good. And then this is going to be, because the diameter is 50, the radius is going to be 25. And we can draw the smaller circle, the larger circle. You can just press spacebar to get the previous command. So the center is here. And then for this circle, let's see if it does. Oh, all right, it's going to give me an ellipse. So let me type ellipse again, and then type I for isocircle, and then specify the center here, and then the diameter is going to be 35, because sorry, the diameter is 70, so the radius is going to be 35, which is half of 70. All right, so this is going to be 35. Good, so we have that there. So now we know the lines, the points for our lines here. So the lines from down here would come up and meet this circle. So we just can bring them up into the circle like that, and bring this up into the circle as well like that. And we can trim off the points that we don't need. And we can trim out this point on the circle as well. And let me see if we need the center line for anything else. Yeah, I don't think we need the center line for anything else. So we can go ahead and delete this center line. I'm not going to delete it yet, just in case I need it for something. All right, so for this, it says that this distance is 60. So we can, I can offset this circle. Let me see if I can offset this circle and bring it back by 60. So modify and offset here. Specify distance 60. And from here, oh, sorry. So I'll click on the circle, type offset, specify distance, that's 60, and I'm going to select from the center of the circle. All right, that won't work, so I'll just do this instead. This is what I'll do instead. I'll draw a line from this quadrant here. All right, so I'll draw a line from this quadrant. And this line will be this. I need isotop. All right, and this would come back by 60. All right, good. And then we'll draw a next line from this quadrant down here. And this will be 60 as well. Just ensure that you have quadrant turned on in Object Snap. Good. So then now I can copy this circle. I can copy this circle and I'll copy it from this quadrant here and bring it to that quadrant there. Nice. And so now we have that circle over here. So we can trim out the parts of the circle we don't need. All right. And we can trim these. Trim out the parts here that we're not going to be seeing. So we can delete this line and we can delete this line also. We no longer need the center line. And we can trim out this part of the circle here because we're not going to be seeing that. All right, good. Lovely. All right, so now we need some more measurements here. All right, so it says that here we have this line that is 10 and it slopes down. Okay. And all right, nice. So that line slopes down, goes up into the circle, and it's from here to the base of the slope is 35. All right, so we can start doing that. So here I'll select a line. From here I can bring this line over by 35 and then bring this across here. All right, so we're just going to find the center here. Actually, I'm not going to find the center. I'm going to find the left side, this point right here. So from here to here would be, from here to the center would be 40. So from here to here would be 40 because the total distance is 80. So half of that would be 40. So right here would be 40. So since we're finding this side, I'm going to draw my line 35. And then I'm going to draw my line 10 because it says that this right here is 10. So I'm going to draw my line and make that line now 10. There we go. So then we can delete these lines. We no longer need these lines. All right, so we have those. So then I can draw this line on the isoplane top. I'm just going to bring this across, no specific distance. And then bring this line back, again, no specific, I'm going to bring this line down here to where it meets that line. And then from here, I'm going to draw a line where these two lines meet. I'm going to draw a line up. So let me just change the isoplane. Again, you can use Control F5 or you can come here and just change the isoplane right. And bring it up to where it meets the circle up here. Nice. So I can trim out these different parts here. So I can trim that, trim this because I won't be seeing this, and trim this because I won't be seeing this. So now all we need to complete this drawing is the slope right here. Good. So it slopes up, all right, and it goes into the middle of the circle. All right. So that's all we need to know. The fact that it doesn't go into the middle of the circle, but it goes up. When I say the middle of the circle, I don't mean up here. I mean like this part. So this is 60. So the part where it meets the circle would be 30. So it would come up and meet the midpoint of this line here. So this is what I'll do. I'll join the midpoint of this line let me just turn off ortho. I'll join the midpoint of that line down there to the midpoint of this line here. And that's the direction of our slope. So our slope is like that. Let me just double check and ensure that that distance is 30. So from here to here should be 30. It is 30. So then that's the direction of our slope. I'm going to join these two lines. I'll do J, enter, and join them. So I can do this now. I'm going to copy that slope and bring it to the different points. So here to here to there. Alright, so that's our slope. Let me just double check because our slope looks a bit off. Our slope is off. Yeah, our slope is indeed a bit off. So let me fix the slope. Alright, good. So let me just fix the slope. So for the slope then, this is what we'll have to do instead. Alright, so we need this measurement here. Okay, good. So we know that to the middle of the circle is 30, and if it's symmetrical, that means it is directly in the middle. Okay, nice. And it goes up to about halfway to this point here, to the side up here. Alright, lovely. Alright, so with that information then we can do this. It goes up to the line from the midpoint. So we can draw a line from the center, turn on ortho, because this comes up to this center here, the center here. Alright, so that means we can draw a line from here over here, and then from here we can bring this across. So let me turn on ISO top, then I can bring that across. So then I know that my lines come up to meet that line. Alright, so I can turn off ortho now, and on my slope my lines would come up to meet that point, but which basically this is the points that it would meet. Let me just bring this across to the circle, sorry, let me extend this line. I'm gonna turn on back ortho and extend this out like this. Now I can trim this. Nice. So now my lines are going to meet this halfway. So let's measure the length of this line. And should be 60, but we'll see. So this distance here is 60. Alright, so the midpoint is 30. So let's join this midpoint. So from here I'll join this midpoint to that midpoint, and that's my correct slope angle. So then now I can copy this line from here to there. Nice. And there we trim that. So let me trim this, trim that. I'm going to delete that, and I can delete the other line. So I'll trim this. There we go. All right, nice. Okay, so the next thing now we need to do is this. We need to copy this circle from this point here, from the center, from this center line here, and we're going to bring it back to here like that, so that the center line meets that point there. So it's going to be like that. So there's going to be a little curve. So it's going to look like this. This is what it's going to look like. So we're going to trim TR, enter. So we're going to trim this. We're going to trim that. This part of the circle will show, but this part won't. So we'll trim this, and then we can delete the rest. Oh, let me trim that, and then we can delete the rest of this circle. And I can delete this line because I no longer need these lines. I can delete this, and I can delete this as well. And there we go. And that is how we would complete that isometric drawing. All right, I could edit out the the different parts where we are to try something and go over, but I'll keep them in so that you can see how troubleshooting works. If you come across a problem in an isometric drawing, how can you check and see what's wrong and how to go about changing it and so on and so forth. All right, good. So I hope you found this video helpful, if you did, please drop a like, and you can subscribe for when we release more Autocad videos. So thanks for watching, and have yourselves a fantastic day.